Once in a forest, older than time itself, a gentle soul named Isla lived quietly among the trees. Her home was a simple cottage woven from branches, moss and stone. Isla was a healer, not of sickness, but of hearts. And each evening she would walk barefoot through the woods, listening to the whispers of the earth and the sky. For she believed that nature held the wisdom to soothe every sorrow. One autumn night, the sky began to glow with the soft amber light of the hunter's moon. It was a full moon like no other, rising large and luminous, casting its silver gaze across the land. Isla paused at the edge of a great grandfather oak, gazing up in reverence. The forest stirred around her, alive with ancient tales. The hunter's moon, she knew, had been a symbol for those who sought to provide and to protect, illuminating the way for those who had gathered food before the winter's frost. But beneath this tradition lay a deeper truth, a truth of balance, of knowing when to act and when to rest, when to gather and when to let go. This night the moon seemed to call her to something more, something greater. It beckoned her towards her own heart. Isla placed a hand upon her chest and closed her eyes. "What must I gather tonight?" she whispered to the moon. "And what must I release?" A soft breeze rustled the fallen leaves as the wind swirled around her. She heard a voice, not from without, but from within. "You too are a healer," the voice said, gentle as the night. "You have embraced healing in others, yet forgetting to tend to your own soul." Isla's heart stirred at these words. She had spent so many seasons giving to those around her, helping the weary, comforting the lost, and she had forgotten to nurture her own spirit. She had been caring for everyone but herself. The moon seemed to pulse above her, its light soft and constant, wrapping her in its tender embrace. "It's time," the voice continued, "to turn that compassion inward. Just as the animals gather for winter's sleep, you must gather kindness for yourself now." With these words, Isla felt the warmth of the forest around her, the trees swaying gently, their leaves rustling like the softest whispers of reassurance. The grass beneath her feet hummed with life, reminding her that even the earth needed to rest. And so she sank to the ground, resting her back against the ancient grandfather oak, the moon bathing her in its light. And as she sat there, she allowed herself to feel, to truly feel. She thought of the times that she had doubted her worth, the moments of exhaustion she had pushed through without pause, the small wounds she had buried so deeply. She had been a tireless hunter of peace for others, but in doing so, she had forgotten her own needs. You are allowed to pause, the moon seemed to say. You are allowed to heal. Place your worries, child, upon my earth, and let me hold them for you as you rest. Rest your heart now, your body and your soul. Let me hold you here. Isla felt a tear slip down her cheek, not from sadness, but from the sweet relief of letting go. She placed her hands on the warm earth beneath her, feeling the pulse of life, the steady beat of nature's heart. And in this stillness, she understood that the hunter's moon was not only a guide for survival, but a reminder of balance, a lesson in knowing when to care for the world and when to care for oneself. She closed her eyes once more and breathed deeply, and the forest seemed to breathe with her. She was part of this great rhythm, this dance between giving and receiving, gathering and releasing. And in the distance, a lone wolf howled, a soft, haunting sound that carried on the night air. Isla smiled, for she knew the wolf's call was not one of loneliness, but of connection. It was the call of those who moved within the cycle of the earth, who understood that to be strong, one must always be soft, that to be a provider, one must also know rest. Thank you, she whispered to the moon, her voice carried on the breeze. I will remember. If you enjoyed this story of the hunter's moon and Isla, please take a moment to like and subscribe to my channel, supporting me so that I can bring more meditation, music, hypnosis and stories to you.